Now, as we begin here today, first I'd like to ask, would any of you care to help me to quickly tie it up?
He can.
Okay. You go, Joe? Go on, very well, go on.
How does this work?
Well, all I need you to do is take this end and fold it. Okay. Very good. Take the middle, unfold. Take the edge again, unfold. Fold it up.
15 stars.
I'll tie it very quickly here. Usually it's a bit more crowded in the morning. Today's not the quietest I've seen in a long time. As such, usually I make the kids probably go to the apartment.
There were a couple around earlier.
Were they?
I don't know where they went.
Not sure. That'll be interesting to find out. Although I suppose at the end of the day it is their loss. Wonderful. Such I'll do. I'll leave it someone to hold it for a long while. Oh, actually, if you wouldn't mind, that'd be lovely. I wonder if you want to stay up here or go on from a distance. Either way, however, you may notice, as we build the flag, this isn't quite today's flag, it's not. We seem to have a bit less stars.
Yeah, there's 15.
Yeah, 15 stars. And also, we have something else different with this flag. You notice it yet? Ah, well, this flag not only has 15 stars, but it also has 15 stripes as well. What I do, however, is still a morning talk. Go a little bit before that. A little bit before the time we had flags. According to imagine it, us as a country do not always have a great banner to stay underneath. If you want, I can lower it a little bit. Alright, here we are. That better? Wonderful. We, at first, each and every one of us, every military unit, every city, at times, every person, every family, had made and created what they had believed to be the great banner that represents us as Americans. Now, at the time, most of them had a very common theme between the flags each person made. Again, of course, before we had our great flag, they would emphasize it. What they thought, we are new, we're great, we're strong, we're fierce. As such, a rattlesnake will no doubtedly be what should represent us as America. No, a pine tree. As such, two most common flags you would have seen would be rattlesnakes and pine trees. That's quite a bit different than today. But can you imagine having 50 rattlesnakes upon the flag? In 1775, a friend of mine named Benjamin Franklin thought, this is silly, this is ridiculous. How can we be one great nation staying together and yet not have a single banner to unite under? What he did, with a little bit of outside help, he created what he thought would become the first American flag. He brought it to Congress. It's okay. But George Washington himself stated how he had loved it so very dearly, he would fly it above his own military unit. What that flag was a 13 stripes, not star, however, but 2 cross, reminiscent of the Union Jack, a 2 cross 13 striped flag. Do you think caught on very well? Not quite. It takes 2 more years. Now we do know, at times, how slow Congress can be. Luckily, however, this was a time they had gone extraordinarily fast. In 2 years, when they finally found out, hey, it's not working, in a very short span of time, they come up with our first true American flag. It had featured 13 stripes, not crosses, not rattlesnakes, not pine trees, but 13 great stars. George Washington himself thus wrote that we had taken the stars from the heavens amongst the white, separating us from the red, which we have thus taken from our mother country, thus showing we have separated from her. Among the time, it was generally well believed that red, although Washington says took it from our mother country, should instead represent courage of every man under our nation. That the white should represent the liberty and freedom of each and every man of our great nation. And the blue, backing our stars, backing our new great constellation that was now upon in the night sky, the Union, will represent unity between every person under our great flag. But of course, that flag would not last forever. It was agreed upon that every 4th of July, our great day of independence, is it not? What we'll be doing is any new states join our nation, we will give them a star. But in the case of this flag, Vermont and Kentucky, the 14th and 15th states wanted more. They wanted equal representation, and they fought, and they fought, and they fought. And they got it. They got their own stripes. However, as you may have imagined, did not quite catch on, as we don't have 50 stripes upon our current day flag. This being, they soon found out if we did add a stripe for every new state, it's going to get crowded very fast. But this here is the flag that although there were 17 states, they would have brought the 15-star, 15-stripe flag, Lewis and Clark, as gifts to Native Americans. This is the flag Lewis and Clark expedition would have sailed upon their great 55-foot-long keelboat going up the Missouri River. This is the flag that Lewis and Clark would have raised high Lemhi Pass as the first true American on the west side of the Rocky Mountains. And this would be the flag they would fly, perhaps so, over great Fort Clatsop to remind them of just how far they had come and the great nation they now wish to return home to. But all of you may know this flag by another name, as it flew for 25 hours straight during a great British bombardment of Fort McHenry, where a certain lawyer, do you know who he may be?
Francis Scott Key.
Exactly correct, Francis Scott Key wrote a poem about this great flag that would have been flying above Fort McHenry at the time, the Star-Spangled Banner. As such, it is our honor to be flying this flag today over our great fort. And since you have been to wonderful help this morning, I will give you the honor of raising our morning flag. And if you look at the original floor plans, we'll soon find that they probably had their fireplaces and chimneys in the very middle of the room. However, for us, it's a bit of a safety hazard to put a big pitch in the middle of a dark room.
They are very dark.
We opted to instead place it upon the far walls. But in these 3 rooms had about 7 to 9 men staying. The sergeants, 1 for each of the squads, would all be staying in the room on the opposite side, however, and be their job to make sure no one got into the storeroom. That, if a sentry on duty came to ask them, they can decline or allow them to stay in the sentry box. Also to make sure no one bothered the 2 captains in the middle here, who of course had their own great stick chimney. Although, probably was at no risk of burning down, because of how constantly wet it was here.